We received thousands of requests to make a video on PNP, and I know why, because the cutoff for express entry is going as high as 457. So obviously if somebody wants to come to Canada, PNP is the easier way as compared to express entry. So in this video we'll be sharing all the information that you want to know about PNP. So stick around.
As some of you know that Express Entry is a program that is run by the federal government, whereas PNP, which stands for Provincial Nominee Program, is run by the provincial government. And each province has its own criterias when it comes to selections.
Because Express Entry is the program run by the federal government, as she mentioned, which is there to fulfill the need of the skilled workers across Canada. But specifically, if there is any province who needs specific skilled workers, then PNP program comes into play and they pick specifically those skilled workers from the PNP pool. And that is the main difference between Express Entry and PNP.
So for PNP program, 9 out of 10 provinces participate except Quebec. Quebec has its own immigration program, so that's completely different from the set PNP rules. When it comes to territories, out of 3, only 2 participate in the PNP program, except Nunavut.
Most of you also want to know the pros and cons of PNP and Express Entry. So here you go, I'll be sharing all the pros of PNP program and she'll be sharing all the cons of it. So first advantage of PNP program is that it is one of the easiest access to Canada. You don't need the CRS scores as high as 450, 460. Even if your CRS score is around 400 and you are meeting all the eligibility for the PNP program for a province, your profile will be picked on the basis of the CRS score and other eligibility criteria by the province. So it is little easier than the Express Entry, because as soon as you get invitation for the PNP program from one of the province, you get 600 CRS points, which obviously boost your overall CRS score. So there are more chances to get shortlisted in the Express Entry profile. That is one of the biggest benefit of PNP program.
So now let's talk about the biggest con of PNP program. So in PNP, the most important criteria by the province is that if they are giving you 600 points, they expect that you stick with that province for at least 2 years. So there's a contract that you have to sign, that you have to live in that province for at least 2 years. So that's again a foundation to some extent. Whereas in Express Entry, you are free to go and live in any part of the country. So that's like the biggest con, I would say.
It might be con, it might not be con for some people, because why that province is nominating you for the PNP program, because they must have seen some skills in you when you created your profile, which are needed by some employers in that province. So if they are inviting you to contribute to their economy and work for those employers, I think it will be justified if you are staying there for 2 years and adding to the economy of that province. So another advantage, whenever you are moving to a city, big city like Toronto, Vancouver, there will be a lot of competition for jobs. But when you are moving to a province where not everyone is moving every year after getting the PR, like Alberta, Saskatchewan, then there will be less job competition. So the chances are that you will get job very quickly as compared to cities like Toronto and Vancouver. I can just give you an example. Let's say there is a job for a software tester. In Toronto, there will be 50 people who will be applying for that job role. But in Saskatchewan or Alberta, if there will be a similar job opening, there might be only 5 or 10 people applying for that job role. So that is one of the benefit I see if you are applying for a PNP specifically for particular province.
Now coming to the con, Express Entry is less time consuming. The processing is quite faster as compared to PNP, because in PNP each province has different rules and different requirements, so it takes much more time than Express Entry.
Next benefit. So if you are moving to Alberta, Saskatchewan as compared to Toronto or Vancouver, the cost of living will be very low. The money you will be spending on rent, grocery, transportation will be very, very less as compared to what you will be spending in Toronto or big cities like Vancouver. That's another advantage when you're moving to provinces where not everyone is moving.
Coming to the con, Express Entry doesn't require you to have a job offer Whereas in PNP, there are some provinces that need you to have a job offer to get selected. So that becomes a bit difficult at times because each province may have a different selection criteria. So I would say it's a bit complex. Also in PNP, there are only specific knock codes, that is job skill sets, that are accepted, which means if you don't have the required skill set, you will not be able to apply for that PNP program. Whereas in Express Entry, there is no limitation on the knock codes. Another con is around the cost factor. When you apply for Express Entry, you just have to pay fees for the federal program. Whereas when you apply for PNP, you have to bear additional cost of 500 to 1500 Canadian dollars per province. So it's like additional cost to the regular fee.
For example, for Ontario PNP, you will have to pay 1500 Canadian dollar if you get a NOI, which is notification of interest from the province. You have to accept it within 14 days, but along with that, along with all the documents, you will have to pay 1500 Canadian dollars as well. So that's another extra cost which you will have to bear if you are going for a PNP program. But I think there is no bigger benefit than getting the PR for Canada in low CRS score. So I think PNP is a great program for the people who are ready to settle down in other provinces and their CRS scores is around 400. So it will be really helpful for those people. So here are the steps to apply for PNP. First of all, you will have to create your Express Entry profile, and then you will be able to select all the provinces that you are interested in applying for PNP program. Second step is to apply for the streams. Now you will hear this word a lot whenever you will talk about PNP program. Stream is nothing but the categorization of different types of PNP categories. For example, if some person has done post-graduation from Canada, there will be a different stream for him. If some person is coming out of Canada and he's a skilled worker, let's say a software developer or a lawyer, there will be a separate stream for them. So you have to take care of which stream you're applying for. That is how the province will be able to shortlist and will be able to send you the notification of interest.
An important point to note here is that the provinces open the window to apply only for few hours and they don't notify in advance. So you have to keep an eye on their websites and you have to sit there the whole day and keep refreshing the website to see if the window is open or not. That's like the catch here. So you really have to keep an eye on the websites for the specific provinces.
Just to give you an example, so one of my friends, he did post-graduation from Canada. He wanted to apply for PNP and get PR done. He was there on his laptop, opened the website since 7 a.m. The window got open at 1 p.m. He was able to apply for the PNP program because he did masters from Canada and then he got the PR. So just give you an example that you have to be very proactive if you want to apply for specific PNP program for any province because they don't provide you a notification in advance.
And most of them are first come first basis, so you really have to be proactive.
Third step is to get an invitation to apply for permanent residence and you get 60 days to apply for your application once you are invited for the PNP.
And last step would be to fill out the application and submit it to the province, and there might be some specific documentations and requirements from the province that you may have to fulfill. So that's something you have to check on their website or in the letter that they had sent you.
So in PNP program as well, you will have to provide all the documents, your experience letter, the ECA, education credential assessment, PCC, police clearance certificate, and IELTS exam as well. For every province as well, there will be eligibility criteria that you will have to acquire some CLB level for IELTS exam. For that, there is an amazing app which I have already talked about in my previous video. Recently, one of my friend got a PR and he used Cambly app. Let's talk to him quickly. So first of all, many congratulations for getting the PR.
Thank you.
First question is, how much did you score in IELTS?
I scored 8 bands.
Very nice. 8 band is very good score. How did you prepare for IELTS?
So first of all, I took this app called Cambly, and that really helped me. There are native language speakers on Cambly app, which helps you in speaking as well. So that really helped me.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you so
And
much.
many congratulations again for getting the PR.
Thank you.
And for next 40 days, there is a promotion going on the quarterly plan. So you can get 35% discount. Grab that amazing discount.
If you are interested in a specific province for PNP, so best suggestion that we can give you here is that go check out their website and see what are the requirements they are looking for this year to give invitations. So we'll be sharing all the links for all the provinces below description box. Go and check out the provinces and try and understand what are the requirements. Look at the documentation they are looking for and start arranging that, so that once you get the invitation, you have everything in place and you don't waste a lot of time arranging those documents.
Especially when you will only get 60 days to arrange for the documents. So
True.
you can be proactive and arrange your documents in advance. I hope you will have some fair idea about PNP program and how it will be helpful for you if your CRS course is not high, and how is it different from Express Entry program. Do give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, press the bell icon.
And we'll make sure that we are bringing quality content for you guys. Also, please follow us on Instagram because we post a lot of amazing content there. You will surely like it. So till next time, stick around.